Hi, friends, welcome back. This is an extension to the series of recordings that we have been doing and enhancing this Delores auto application. So, this is taking a little bit of a new aspect. So, in Teams, actually, when we start off Teams and start a meeting, it's possible for us to actually have a side panel added to the meeting, and then that side panel can be configured to use specific React tabs, just like how we have been seeing. And the advantage of putting this in a side panel is that, let's say you're in a meeting and then you want to kind of show in a collaborative manner to people what you want to or what you want to share on a stage, and then you want to collaboratively fill out a form, maybe for example. That's a great fit for this particular scenario. So in this particular case, what I'm trying to do here is simulating a condition where, let's say, a sales representative is talking to a customer, and he has invited him into a meeting. And in the meeting, in the meeting, we can load this particular app, which is called the Delora Side Panel tab application. So it's going to be available for them to actually consume into the meeting. And when you add this app to the meeting, what really happens is it opens up as a side panel along with the meeting, and it is possible to actually the share this particular application itself with the customer, as a stage, a live stage, and then the salesperson and the meeting invitee can actually collaboratively talk, and on the meeting they can actually go ahead and talk about different things, and then kind of brainstorm, and then complete the report. So enough of the talking. Let me actually show you a quick demo of how it could be used potentially, and it will be published in the App Store, and the internal employees can bring this up when they have a meeting, one-on-one meeting with the customer, and then they can actually go through what is known as a vehicle condition questions. Just almost like think of it as asking questions about how the vehicle looks, works, etc. to the customer, or maybe even giving them feedback as to what we have found when we are trying to repair the vehicle, right? So let me get it started. So the same thing. This is actually as a Teams FX application, very similar to the things that we have been working in the service center case. It's very simple. You can start off here. If you want to create a new project, you come here, open up Visual VS Code, and then you click on the Teams toolkit. Then this comes up, and then you can actually have things working through a wizard. You can create a new application, and it goes and creates a tab, and it will actually give all these components, the React components. Kind of, I've seen this before. If you go here, if you close everything, you have this tabs directory. If you open that up, you will actually see the source directory. If you open that up, you will see two index JSX and index CSS, and they actually refer to things that are inside here as components. So if you open up the components, these are React components. Here's a welcome JSX, and then that refers to additional additional things inside the sample directory. Right? If you open that up, you can see there's an app and a tab config. So all this is very similar to what we have been working with till now, but just want to give a quick recap. The only change, if you want to add a particular tab into we've seen static tabs, right, where you can actually put it as an entire application. But this is a special case where we are actually adding the application into a side panel. So only change that you have to do to make that happen is actually come here, and if you see here in the template JSON, there's a configurable tabs section. In that, you need to add a context saying that it's a meeting side panel and meeting stage. As soon as you do this and package the application and send it, it will actually know how to interpret this application and allow you to add it as a side panel. So it's very simple stuff, very similar to what we were doing before, but the only difference is now we are putting a context in addition to the scope. When you put a context, you can actually use the application as a meeting stage or a meeting side panel. So that's a pretty cool thing to use and function and kind of make it work. So let me get it started off. So same as before, start debugging. It's a Teams FX app, so it goes through a bunch of pre checks. So the first time you run, it actually does npm package and npm install, and then it also checks and registers all your application IDs and bootstraps it with a lot of things on Azure Active Directory. All of that is hidden from the user. It automatically sets things up, and we're ready to go. So it launches it up like this. So once it opens up, kind of comes here and brings it into the app store, and then it comes here as a side panel. So this is a Delora side panel tab, and then you open this add up here. You can actually say add to a meeting, right? So that's a difference. So when you say before we used to say add, it is to add as a tab, but now it allows us to add to a meeting, right? So when you click on this, it asks you to find a meeting that is existing. So I have a couple of meetings existing. Let's put it into this meeting with Vinky Jagannath, and then I will set up a tab, right? So once you do that, it will actually go ahead and launch the configuration slash config URL. And then this is a simple configuration. There's nothing we're doing. We can actually have different options here to actually take different configurations. And then based on the configuration, we can change the way the tab actually operates. So all that can be done. But for now, we're saying it's a configurable tab, not doing anything, but just accepting the default configuration. So once you do this, it opens it up. And then you can actually call the people. So I have two people here. One of them is not available, but that's okay. In the real world, you would open up the meeting and then you would say join. So once you join, and you'll have all the attendees coming up, you will basically now see that there is actually another tab application launched. So I have two of them because I was launching this before. And once you launch a side panel app into the meeting, it sticks there. And all you have to do is, now this is the same application, so it doesn't matter. You just click on this and say delete. So this will remove the old version of the application, and then you're stuck with the old, the other application. So the other way to do it is also click on the apps here, and then you will see this side panel come up. So I can actually show that. So when I click on this, let me delete it off, right? So it's kind of gone. So now you can actually, you have the meeting, you have the participants running, and this almost think of it as an application or a form any collaboration thing that you want to share with the user, right? Click on apps. This is the application that we have. So click on that. It launches the configuration. There you go. It added it in, right? So the this is how I mean people are joining, and then you're having this conversation with the person. So this is the cool thing which thought was very unique about a side panel app. So it gives you this option to say start presenting. So if you click on that, it actually launches it on this form, on this side of the form. So this stage is also called as a live stage, and then it is basically showing the customer along with you. So two of you are in the meeting, and it's actually showing this what do you the form, like in this particular case we are just having a vehicle condition questionnaire, right? So it's pretty easy. You pick up a date, and okay, it's 27th. Then you give a name of the customer, maybe. Then you can have a service guy who's doing the work. We can do whatever. All that is pretty straightforward. And then you can say and then I have left this as unchecked, just to show you that it's very easy to check it. So I have a different lot of different things here. We're talking about the car, talking different things. You can even show photos. You can have these tabs linked to different things in maybe a blob storage. And if you click on this, you can actually show them that things are not working. Then you can kind of have notes, that different notes that you can add up here, and it can be enhanced significantly to make it a valuable tool and yeah, useful. So this is pretty live, so you can take this, and you can see that this is all the thing. So all you have to do is let's say checked. So if you take this, I mean I have all these positives. Better to check them, and then maybe only uncheck things that are problematic. Just I want to show that live, so you can kind of see. So I'll do this quickly. This is actually live. Side panel, of course, is not how it will work in real world. would have published this application as a valuable as an asset onto our team's developer repository, and then when we are actually using it, we can it will be hosted on Azure as an app service, and then they will actually be able to take that and add it into the side panel like how we did. But now we are actually doing a developer kind of a module, so we are actually be able will be able to actually edit this on the fly and then make it work. So and sorry, it's taking a while to put all this checked, but that's pretty much it. Yeah. So once you do that, you can see that it compiled it, and if you go back, you see that everything is checked here. So that's a pretty cool kind of thing. You can say you can actually show images. All these are actually not star components that we have been using before. So if you go back up here, if you see the Fluent UI React North Star, that's what you're using. And if you want to look at the documentation, there's like an image, a lot of things. So you can play around with, trying to pull the images based on an ID or something like that from blob storage. And then actually, kind of show this left hand tile lights, and you kind of mouse over this, you can kind of pop this out and show that there's a problem, right? Let's say all of these are good now, so we checked all this and good condition, seat is not a good condition, right? So you can check on that box, so you can't do that here. Looks like you can't edit it when you're sharing. So let's bring this back up here. Oh yeah, this check doesn't make it work. When you say checked, it's checked once and for all. Okay, let me research that piece. And I'm not sure why it's not unchecking it when I check it. So we'll figure that out, right? But even then, this is pretty cool. Like you share this, doesn't retain the state as you can tell, but it's almost expected to be like sharing to the user as they go. So you go there, pick that, and so CTK 017. Right, we found all this, and we maybe find that this is a problem. We show them the images, we hit submit, then condition report has been recorded, right? So that is a pretty quick easy demo of how we can actually do a side panel in a meeting, and how it's very easy to build this using teamsfx tools. So maybe this is a good starting point to maybe enhance it, to take this as to the next step, show different things. So hopefully this helps. Thank you for watching, and talk to you soon.